Good afternoon to all ladies and gentlemen, and an absolutely warm welcome to the Tech Switch Opportunities, Career Growth, High Salaries, and Prerequisites webinar. My name is Karen. It's a pleasure here to be your host for today. Now, Skills Future Festival, the professional series, together with NTUC LearningHub, brings forth an exciting myriad of opportunities for you to discover how you can enhance your skill set, contributing to your employment and employability. Be it that you're looking for a job or upgrading your skills to give yourself that competitive edge. Skills Future Festival is the perfect opportunity for you to get a head start on your lifelong learning journey. Now, today's topic, the Tech Switch Opportunities, Career Growth, High Salaries, and Prerequisites. Just as the name suggests, today we will be exploring some of the high demand tech roles and trends in this area, because this is an industry that's experiencing an exponential demand for skilled tech professionals. And of course, we will also be sharing with you some of our career transition programs, how we help you to overcome the challenges faced and to grab hold of the opportunities available so that you can arm yourself with the relevant skill sets and certifications to meet the industry's requirement. Now, of course, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to use the Q&A function at any time. And when the webinar ends, we do have a post-webinar survey where we very much hope to gather your valuable feedback. So with that, I will be passing the time over to our team for today. We have Chu Qian, Putzi, Edmund, Josen, and James. For now, I'd like to pass the time over to Chu Qian, please.
Thanks, Karine. All right. So just sharing my screen. So welcome everyone to today's webinar, where we're sharing about what are some of the opportunities in the tech area. Some salaries, career pathways, and as well as more importantly, some prerequisites and skill sets that one would need to have to transition into these roles. So our agenda for today is, an overview of what it takes to transition into tech. What are some of the opportunities out there, referencing some latest news articles as well as research reports. And then we will dive in deeper with by each of my colleagues. Will actually share a little bit more about some of the tech career transition programs that we have across a breadth of roles. So starting off with the Agile IT project manager, we will then talk about the UI UX designer, data analyst, full stack Java developer, and then lastly, ending off with the IT auditor role, where we are actually partnering with Deloitte to deliver these programs. So the other programs are also developed in partnership with some of the globally recognized partners around the world as well, which we will share a little bit more later. So this is an overview of a program. Throughout the program, feel free to put any questions you have in the Q&A box. We'll answer them, and then also end up with a Q&A session. So starting off, before we jump into, each of those roles, I think one thing we need to understand is that there is indeed demand for tech talent in Singapore. The latest MOM job vacancy report actually shows that nearly 7 in 10 of all vacancies in the information and communication sectors were new positions, which is the highest level across all sectors for the 3rd year running. So looking at the top 10 PMAT job vacancies in 2022, I've just highlighted what are some of the, ICT and tech roles within this top 10 PMAT job vacancies. So you have software, web, and multimedia developer, and that is the software and applications manager, as well as the systems analyst. And on the right, of course, you see the wage range that employers are prepared to offer for such skilled professionals. So, this is one of the reasons why people are also considering a switch to the tech industry, a switch to tech roles, just because the tech industry is really experiencing rapid growth and presents a lot of opportunities for career advancement. And I think we also understand that, with its dynamic and innovative nature, the tech industry does offer quite an exciting and stimulating work environment. But at the same time, while we understand that there is demand for tech talent, there is demand for skilled tech professionals, we also hear that, there are layoffs at tech giants across the world as well as in Singapore, right? So Google's parent company, Alphabet, as well as Spotify have recently announced layoffs. And in Singapore, I think previously Meta and Twitter staff have also faced terminations, which is important. But despite this, we understand that tech talent still continues to be in demand in Singapore. And that is because tech talent is required beyond the tech industry, right? Traditionally, sure, tech opportunities used to reside only in tech industries or only in startups, but I think now it's no longer the case. So this recent article in January this year, our Minister Josephine Teo has also shared that, besides the tech industry, there are other sectors like banking, logistics, and even accommodation that are ramping up their hiring of tech talent. And therefore, tech workers with highly specialized skills continue to be in demand, such as in software development, cloud management, cybersecurity, and data science. And this comes as no surprise because technology has really become a critical part of every industry. So for those of you who are looking to transition to the tech roles or the tech industry, your previous experience in different industries can also be very valuable because tech talent, of course, is in demand across industries. And this is an article from February 2023 sharing how, traditionally big tech, yes, we are talking about tech industry, we're talking about startup scene, but nowadays, with the adoption of digital platforms, tools, and products across industries, across different companies, tech talent is in demand, especially in banking, consulting, and advertising as well. So, tech roles nowadays are more and more sector agnostic, and there is more potential for career growth as well as advancement. So especially for, as we head into 2023, I think increasingly, it's a slow movement, but increasingly job skills are preferred over years of experience. And firms are starting to understand that skills are more important than academic qualifications. And slowly we see this trend towards skills-based hiring, especially for tech roles. And this provides a pathway for non-degreed professionals who have earned their skills through non-traditional means. So, beyond talking about university or beyond diplomas, we are looking at short courses, boot camps, or practical experience to actually excel in tech roles. And LinkedIn Futures of Recruiting 2023 report and an article in Straits Times also shared that academic qualifications are not the main determinant in hiring for most vacancies, and that job recruiters are more and more likely to search by skills than by years of experience. So, along understanding that, this trend towards skills-based hiring for someone who's transitioning to tech, then there are additional strategies for success when we are carrying out this transition. So, for example, in gaining IT certifications, gaining IT practice, building your own portfolio project to allow you to showcase your skills to your employers. So, which we'll share a little bit more about later. So understanding what are some of the opportunities out there, then there is really a very wide breadth of skills and jobs out there, especially when we talk about tech, because tech is such a huge industry. So according to the Digital Economy report published by Skills Future Singapore last year in 2022, it's reported that increasing adoption of new technologies has transformed jobs across sectors, which we shared before. And this offers opportunities to better our skills and pivot to new careers. But specifically, the report highlighted 6 emerging domains that you see here with strong demand. So when you're looking to transition into the tech industry or into tech roles, of course, then it is important to align what you're learning and what you're upskilling in what is going to be, the in demand in the future economy. So we are looking at AI, data and analytics, software development, technology application and management, cybersecurity and risk, e-commerce and digital marketing, as well as cloud systems and infrastructure. So, within AI, data analytics, which is just a hot topic, employers of course looking out for data related skills such as data analysis, data visualization. So these are more tech-like, and we are looking into more tech-heavy. That is more, of course, like AI application, data science, data engineering. So within each of these emerging domains, of course, there are also more tech-like areas as well as more deep tech areas. So for software development, skills that would be in demand would be software application, interface development, and customer experience. Because of course, you also need to understand what are the user requirements as you are developing the application, the website, or whatever interface that the user is going to be using. For technology application and management, it's more about your skills in understanding Internet of Things, radio frequency engineering. For cybersecurity and risk, required skills definitely is data and IT management and protection, security and threat management, incident and recovery management, and more. And e-commerce and digital marketing, which is also a huge industry in Singapore. Important skills would be market research, consumer behavior insights, product sales and market management, digital marketing communications, and more. Because e-commerce specialists, digital marketing, they actually take on a very wide variety of roles in their job. So for cloud systems and infrastructure, another huge domain, required skills would be, cloud deployment, cloud administration, cloud engineering, how to improve cloud infrastructure. So this one is also a lot more technical as well. So understanding that transitioning to tech roles may present some challenges in acquiring new skills, but this, of course, with the right approach, with the right boot camps, with the right projects, they can be overcome. Something to note is that beyond acquiring technical skills, it's also important to acquire soft skills. So in tech roles, nowadays, a combination of both of these skills are essentials. Employers are also looking out for soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and critical thinking, because tech roles are actually highly collaborative. You're working in a group setting. You need to do a lot of problem solving. And hence, these soft skills will really set you apart from anybody else who also has those same technical skills that are definitely required as well. So then another level, of course, on top of it is that when you're taking on tech roles, the industry is really fast-paced and ever-changing. And so continuous learning and upskilling is crucial to stay abreast of the rapidly evolving tech landscape. And so it's important that adaptability and continuous learning are crucial for success or long-term success in this industry. Right. So one of the other strategies of success, of course, beyond having the right combination of holistic skills, is IT certifications. So IT certifications play a significant role in improving employability. These certifications are typically obtained through training exams. They validate your skills and knowledge in specific technologies and make you stand out to potential employers because they showcase your commitment to professional development. So based on this report, actually 66% of IT managers have reported that employees with IT certifications produce higher quality work in quantifiable gains, right? They outperform certified employees, outperform non-certified employees, they are more productive, and they provide added value above and beyond the cost of that certification. So understanding what are some of the key skills needed and key strategies for transitioning into tech, then what are some of the possibilities out there? So we will introduce some of the career transition programs that we offer, but also share with you what are the required skill sets that you need, what are some career pathways post-program, as well as the features we offer in our program. So these are designed for mid-career transitioners. We have flexible learning options with full-time and part-time modes, practical training, as well as industry-relevant curriculum with these partners that you see here to equip you with the skills and knowledge to make a successful switch to tech. So for NTUC LearningHub, our Skills Career Transition Program is supported by Skills Future Singapore with, of course, course fee funding. And it is a train and place program to support mid-career individuals in acquiring industry-relevant skills to pivot to new sectors or job roles. So in addition, so some of the key features in our career transition programs would be, of course, number one, an industry-relevant program. Our program is designed in collaboration with leading knowledge partners and subject matter experts such as Microsoft, Deloitte, Skill Agile, ISACA, Project Management Institute, and more. We have over 50 best-in-class content partners to ensure that whatever you learned is actually indeed relevant and up to date in the current workplace. The second feature is that in addition to structured training, to learning, of course, there needs to be application as well. So we also have capstone projects and on-the-job training to allow for real-life application. And thirdly, we also have career advisory services to help you enhance your employment prospects. So the program structure is works in a few ways. So we have both full-time and part-time modes, depending on, of course, your other commitments to your work or to family. And the over duration of 1 to 3 months or 3 to 9 months, you will actually be going through a series of modules to build up your skills, and then of course culminating in a capstone project. So our programs are all live training, as opposed to e-learning or online learning. So they're all live training. They could be either virtual, via Zoom, or face-to-face at our Bras Plaza Center. And of course, in designing these programs, we studied such in-demand skills and jobs reports, as well as consulted with our subject matter experts and content partners to make sure that whatever is in the program is relevant to industry needs at the moment. And throughout the program, our career facilitation team will also be coming in to support with career resilience executive workshops together with E2I, job matching initiatives, career fairs, personalized virtual advice on resume writing, interview strategies, as well as with a digital career coach via our Career Agility Hub app. And we have a strong track record in delivering placement-based programs, and we have successfully placed our trainees in all of these companies that you see here today through programs with NTUC LearningHub. But of course, something to note is that there is no placement guarantee in this program, although we will be supporting you throughout your duration with us as well as post-program. So these are some statistics of previous success and placements that we have actually achieved. So if you look at the placement rates across a variety of programs, for the Java developer program, we have a 90% placement rate, full stack developer 88%, project manager and scrum master is a 91% placement rate. And this is one of the trainee success story that we have. So Ms. Harani Asnor, I think during the pandemic, previously while she was in the graphic design field, she actually left her job during the pandemic to try to work freelance. But of course, I think she struggled to land a job during that period, and she took up our UI UX designer program. And after her 9th month intensive program with us, she successfully secured a role in a tech agency as a UI UX designer. So this is just one of the trainee success stories that we wanted to share. So hearing about this, if you are interested, before we dive into, before each of my colleagues actually shares a little bit more about each program in detail. So just to share is that the program funding and eligibility is as such. So you're actually entitled up to 95% course fee funding, depending on your eligibility. And in addition to, all of these course fee funding from Skills Future Singapore, you can also tap on your post-secondary education account, Skills Future credit, as well as your UTAP. So without further ado, let me quickly pass this on to my colleague Puzi, who will be sharing more about the Agile IT Project Manager, as well as the UI UX Designer program. So over to you, Puzi.
Thank you, Ju Chen. Allow me to share the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Could you put in the presenter view, please?
Okay. Are you
Yep.
looking at the full mode? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, this works.
Thank you, Karen. Hi, a very good afternoon to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming for today's public webinar. We're so glad because today I think we saw one of the highest attendance at about 246. So I welcome you again to this webinar. So my name is Puzi. I'm the product specialist for the Agile project management, business analysis, UI UX, and also IT best practices such as DevOps and IT foundation. So I'll be presenting to you today on our SCTP IT project manager and also our SCTP associate UI UX designer. Right. So first of all, let us discuss on review the Project Management Institute Talent Triangle report. So this report was, I think, developed, about last year, which so it emphasizes the high demand for practitioner with the right mix of competency. So according to the report, by 2030, the global economy will need about 25 million new project professionals. So that's a staggering number. So to keep up with this demand, 2.3 million people will need to enter project management-oriented employment each year. So this presents an incredible opportunity. With the right training, you could be part of this high-demand profession too. So join the ranks of project management professionals, help to close the talent gap and shape the future of our global projects. So your journey to be an IT project manager starts here today. So looking at this career path, so a career as a project manager is both professionally and financially rewarding. So according to the PMI Earning Power Project, so PMI stands for the Project Management Institute, which is a US-based company. So they are one of the so-called gold standard in terms of project management training and consultancy. So PMI Earning Power Project Management Salary Survey reports a median annual salary of around 100,000 Singapore dollars for project managers in Singapore in average. So on a monthly basis, depending on your position, but for example, as a junior project managers, you can earn an average of about 4,300. As a project manager, at about $6,000, and for a senior project manager job role, you can earn around $8,300. So it's a pretty rewarding and lucrative career. In terms of the most important so-called skill set required. So we picked this up from another report by McKinsey. So according to this McKinsey Work Skill Report, project management is an important and growing skill to thrive in today's job. The most important project management skills that you need to acquire would be leadership, communication, problem solving, risk management, and also time management. So in terms of project management skills, these are the 5 most important skills. So in addition to these hard skills, project managers also need to have a strong soft skills such as interpersonal skills, decision-making skills, and adaptability. So the demand for project management skill is expected to continue to grow, as I mentioned in the previous report, in the years to come. So as the company become more reliant on complex projects to achieve their company business goals. So these are the essential skills that are required. I'm picking up another report by Wiley Education Services and Future Workplace Report. So project management skill is considered one of the 5 most in-demand hard skills. So while organization can invest in AI, with ChatGPT and all those things to close skills gap, employers continue to value certain skills that workers provide. So the 5 most in-demand hard skills are strategic thinking and analytical skills, computer skills, project management skills, language skills, and also engineering. So these are the 5 most in-demand hard skill currently in terms of as projected in this report. So what you're seeing here are some of the nomenclature of the project manager designation that varies in naming but relate to the same job role. So of course, you can start off as a junior project manager and then move on to become a project leader or project coordinator. or a project administrator, and then you can go up the rank, becoming a senior project manager, and also later on as a project director. So these are the job roles of an agile IT project manager. So let's dive into the essentials of effective project management. So it begins with establishing and preserving project plans, schedules, and budgets, while also clearly defining the objectives and success criteria. So managing project scope, risk, changes, and addressing any rising conflict is also one of the key important success factor in managing a successful project. So project manager will also ensure the highest quality in their deliverables, and they have to regularly communicate this with the stakeholders and team members about their progress. So besides that, resource management is also critical, from personnel to budget and equipment. So there's also a requirement for regular team meetings to facilitate the decision-making process, which is important in ensuring that the project management use the best practices. So project manager always aim for continuous process optimization, ensuring regulatory compliance. So this is also another important so-called function of a project manager, to ensure that all their projects are in compliance with the government regulation. So, and last but not least, managing contracts and vendor relationship is also an integral part of the project manager role. So these are the classification of the IT project management skill set based on two categories, namely technical skill competency and also generic skills competency. All right, let's look at the program that we're offering at the moment. So this program, in total of 283 hours, so it's about 36 days if you were to do it as a full-time, which you can complete within 2 to 3 months. And then we also have a part-time mode, which can be completed within 4 to 5 months. So these are all the different modules that you will be taking during the course. So as you can see, this is a comprehensive and rigorous program that will teach you the skills and knowledge you need to be a successful agile IT project manager. So the program covers a wide range of topics, including agile methodologies, project management, data analysis, and leadership. So the program is delivered by experienced and qualified instructors with ACLP certification and also industry certification. So it includes also a variety of learning activities such as lectures, case studies, and also hands-on experience exercises. So in fact, in some of it, you'll be doing actually some portfolio building to help you in your project, and also in your job search actually. So the program will culminate in a capstone project, which will give you the opportunity to apply the skill you have learned in a real-world setting. So if you're interested in a career in agile IT project management, so this will be a perfect choice for you to help you grow your project management skills. All right. So some of the benefits that you will gain from this course will be you will gain the knowledge and skill to lead and manage an agile project. You will learn how to apply agile methodologies. You will develop your skills in data analysis and data visualization, and you will also improve your leadership and communication skill. Okay, in terms of certification exam, this program comes with 6 certification exam. So out of these 6, I think the one with the star symbol are the one that you don't have to top up the exam fee, but the one without the star symbol are those that you have to top up the exam fee. So as mentioned previously by my colleague, industry certification actually help to validate your skill set. And it also helps you in your job resume, in your LinkedIn profile, and also when you are interviewing for a project. This certification can help to endorse that you do have the minimum requirement or necessary skill set to fulfill the job role. In terms of the course fee for this particular course, it actually offers between 70 to 95% funding, depending on your age group, and also for those who are currently unemployed for more than 6 months, or who actually have some form of funding support from the government, can actually qualify for a 95% funding. So you pay between 5,006 to as low as 1,280, depending on your age group and also your financial situation. So as I mentioned, this is a course which is funded by the Skills Future Singapore. Right. So I move on to the next SCTP Associate UI UX Designer. So this is also an interesting program that we have been running, I think, for almost 8 intakes. So as you can see previously from Chu Chian's slide, that we do have very good placement record for UI UX designer. So we are exploring the immense benefits, right, for this UI UX designing course. So why is this program, or why should you take this course, for example, right? So we all know we are in our digital age. So UI UX designers are highly sought after. Why? Because they are the one who will be creating user-friendly digital products that give companies a competitive advantage. So according to some reports that I reached, 41% of a company revenue will be generated via digital products, either an e-commerce platform, a web application, or even a mobile app. So this makes UI UX designer skills even more important. So this course will actually arm you with a versatile skill set, including user research, wireframing, prototyping, visual design, usability testing, and which are all skill set applicable across numerous industries and digital platforms. So more than just design, you'll be trained in creative problem solving. You will also learn how to empathize with the user and innovatively address their needs for an enhanced user experience. So whether you are starting a career or broadening up your skill set, or you want to do up your own business, either in the e-commerce or the home-based e-commerce platform, this is an ideal course for you to consider. So besides that, we also will be equipping you with a diverse set of skills that can elevate your career, stepping into the role of a web designer or product designer or user experience researcher or UI UX designer. So all these are all the different nomenclature for the same job role. So for those seeking freedom and autonomy, as I mentioned, you want to do freelancing or you want to start up your own business, this can also be a fulfilling journey for you. All right, so we have two here, two very famous individuals. I'm sure you guys will know the one on your left very well. So these are the so-called two giants in the UI UX field. So you have Steve Jobs on your left, who is the co-founder of Apple. And he was, of course, we know he was a visionary leader who revolutionized the user experience and user interface field. So he has a relentless focus and pursuit on simplicity, aesthetic, and user-centric design that led to the creation of iconic products like iPhone, iPad, and even Mac. So like iPhone actually kills a lot of other products like BlackBerry and even Motorola. All these are the companies that you never heard of it anymore, right? So they actually disrupt the whole industry. And part of the reason is because they're able to provide a very interesting and nice user experience when people are using their product. So they also set new standards for what they call user-friendly interfaces. Okay, the guys on your right is called Don Norman. He's a cognitive scientist and a usability engineer. So he's another key figure in the UI UX industry. So he introduced the term user-centered design. And he wrote many books. One of them will be The Design of Everyday Things, which is a seminal work in the field of UX design. So Norman's principle of design emphasizing usability and understanding user needs have shaped the way designers approach UI UX, making him a real pioneer in this discipline. And he's also the first individual actually to actually use the term user experience VP. So as you can see, Apple are known for its user-friendly products, right? So under this leadership of both Steve Jobs and also Don Norman, there has been a trailblazer in the user experience and user interface field. So, and it extends its influence beyond digital product to also packaging design. So you can see Apple's packaging is renowned for its minimalist, aesthetic, intuitive unboxing experience, and also attention to the details. For example, like they ensure that their box are small enough to fit the boot of a car. So that's how detailed they go when they are actually detailing their box, their packaging design. So this also reflects the company commitment to what they call the user-centric design. So the packaging is designed to create a sense of anticipation and delight, enhancing the overall user experience. So I think if you buy an Apple product, you will be guaranteed a very enhanced user experience that will retain you as a customer. So for myself, I've been using iPhone, I think, for the longest years in my life. So I never would change to another product because of the user experience attractiveness, and it retained me as a customer. Right, another figure that that you should know would be Dr. Eric Scheffer. So he founded a company called Human Factors International, and he's also one of the leading figure in the UI UX field. So Dr. Scheffer is a renowned usability expert. So he has been instrumental in developing a structured approach to UX design, emphasizing scientific principles and rigorous methodology. So he actually came up with a very famous statement saying that usability is not enough in today's UI UX world. You also have to infuse persuasion into your product. So that's one of the modules that you'll be learning in terms of usability and persuasion. So HFI has also pioneered UX certification. So they offer comprehensive training and also consultancy programs. So two of the most popular certification program under HFI will be the Certified Usability Analyst and also the Certified Digital Persuasion Analyst. All right, why do we study UI UX? For the very simple reason, because UI UX is an important component when you are developing your e-commerce platform. So e-commerce platform has grown exponentially. So you can see from 2022, it has grown from 5.5 trillion to a whopping estimated 7.3 trillion by 2025. So you can see that e-commerce will be actually driving a lot of the business revenue in a company. As I mentioned previously, there is another report that says that 41% of a company revenue will come from an e-commerce or a mobile web application. So locally in Singapore, we are also witnessing a strong growth in e-commerce, especially in online platforms such as Shopee and Lazada. So you can see a whopping 82% increase in just one quarter. All right. So UI UX designers are breaking also in a lot of other tech companies, okay? Not only in traditional tech, but also in the banking sector, in the logistic, in the human resource, retail. So it's spreading across the workforce, and it's all driven by two things, okay? By the use of web application and mobile application in our daily services. So for example, like a bank like DBS or OCBC, they are now actually a tech company offering banking services via the mobile app or their web browser. So all companies has transformed themselves to actually use UI UX to make sure that they can able to attract new customer and also retain their existing one. All right, let's dive deeper into what does a UI UX designer do, okay? So to be a UI UX designer, it requires a blend of creative, technical, and also interpersonal skills. So creatively, they need a keen eye for aesthetics. They need to understand color, typography, and also layout design. So technically, they should be proficient in design software like Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, WordPress. So WordPress are the low-code platform to create new website from scratch. And they also need to have a basic understanding of front-end web development languages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So besides that, they also need to be familiar with user research method. Okay, that's where they will understand the user better. And they will also need to conduct what they call usability testing and do wireframing, to do prototyping tools, which is important in creating a user-centric design. So interpersonally, they should also have a very strong communication and collaboration skills to effectively work with the different stakeholders, developers, and also users. Last but not least, they also need to have a very strong problem-solving skills, and empathy are also a vital aspect to address user needs and also enhance user experience. In terms of salary guideline, I've taken this from two of the website in Singapore on the local job scene. So one from this website, UI UX designer salary in Singapore, on average is around 5,400. And from another website under Morgan McKinley, roughly around the same. Okay, it's about 85 to 150,000 per annum, depending on your seniority. So these are the the course fee for UI UX designer course. So for this course, again, you are able to use your Skills Future credit and UTAP. And again, it's also funded between 70 to 90% funding, depending on your age group. So you can pay as low as 1,500. But if you are so-called below 40 years old, you pay around 6,700. All right. So in terms of the SCTP Associate UI UX Designer Program, as I mentioned, this is a program which in total is about 351 hours, slightly longer than the Agile Project Management. And you can complete it in 47 days. Of course, if you're to do it full-time, it takes between 3 to 4 months. And if you to do part-time, it takes 6 to 7 months, because there's a lot of skill set that you need to cover. So this, again, is a comprehensive course that includes a variety of classes designed to provide students with a well-rounded understanding of user interface and user experience design. So the curriculum includes Certified Usability Analyst and Certified Digital Persuasion Analyst. So these are the two courses under the Human Factor International, which then you can go on to do their 2 certification program as an endorsement of your UI UX skill. Okay, so these 2 programs focus on usability and digital persuasion principle. So they have this thing called PET, Persuasion, Emotion, and Trust, which is their proprietary technique on how to create digitally persuasive products. So students will also learn fundamentals of web design, portfolio creation using WordPress, and also learn program like Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, from basic to intermediate level. So in addition, this program also incorporates programming in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this is basically an appreciative course so that you can understand the role of a web developer and how it interfaces with the UI UX designer. So if you're interested in career in UI UX design, this course is a perfect choice for you. So the program will give you the skills and knowledge you need to be a successful UI UX designer in this growing field. As I mentioned, these are the 2 certification programs, which is already included inside the course fee. You're given 2 attempts to try to pass the exam. And these are the 2 so-called recognized UI UX top certification program. I think I have a slide on this. They're one of the top 5, so they're number 3 in terms of UX certification program in the world right now. So if you ask me in a nutshell, what do they do? So this is a brief description of what a UI UX designer would be. This is a good representation. So they will do visual design, colors, in terms of color typography, graphic design layouts, and then they do user research scenarios. They have to come up with the different personas of the users, and they also come up with wireframes and prototype, and also do a lot of user-centered design and also interaction design. So for the Certified Usability Analyst course, so this is a program to equip you with the usability principle and techniques. So the course covers a wide range of topics, including user-centered analysis, practical usability testing, interface design principle. So you learn things like user research, creating user personas, performing usability testing, and then designing effective user interface. So the course will culminate in a certification exam, and those who pass are recognized as CUAs, Certified Usability Analysts. So this again is a globally recognized certification that can enhance professional credibility in the field of UI UX designer. So I give you an example of what is a user-centered design. So you can see this picture of a pathway. So a good designer will be the one who actually creates the most usable design. So you can see that this is not a usable design because people ending up creating another path. So a good example of a very good user-centered design will be this. Okay, for example, like the Heinz tomato ketchup, right? Initially, they produced the product in a glass bottle with a cap on top. So user usually experience when they use maybe the ketchup is already left with just half a bottle, they always have a problem of having to overturn it and tap the bottom to squeeze the tomato ketchup up. So to solve this problem, they came up with an interesting design where the cap is inverted at the bottom. And instead of using glass, they use plastic, where they can actually squeeze the tomato ketchup to the last squeeze. So this is a good example of a user-centered design. Okay, so next, you also study what you call Certified Digital Persuasion Analyst. So in a nutshell, it's all about influencing the behavior of your customer, or converting someone from a prospect into a customer. So the CDPA course is a specialized program that focuses on the intersection of psychology, technology, and design. So it equips professionals with the skill to create a persuasive digital experience that drive user behavior. So this course will cover topics like persuasive design principle, behavioral economics, neuromarketing, persuasion, emotion, and also trust markers. So participants will learn how to apply this principle to create engaging and persuasive digital interfaces, and also optimize the user journey, and also drive conversion. So that's also important to increase business revenue. Okay, besides that, you also, for UI UX design, it's also important for you to cover the visual design. So for visual design, we have software like Adobe Photoshop, which is a 3D course designed to equip learners with the essential Photoshop skills. So it covers fundamental concepts such as layer selections, color correction, as well as more advanced techniques like retouching and compositing. You will also do WordPress. So WordPress is a very user-friendly and also easy to use software that can help you to create a website from scratch. So this is under what we call a low-code platform. All right, we have come to the end of my presentation for today. So I will leave you with this nice quote. So as a UI UX designer, your goal is to actually guide users seamlessly through a digital landscape. So gentle persuasion, not force, is the key. So by understanding users' needs and behaviors, you can subtly influence their actions, leading them to desired outcomes without them feeling pushed. So this approach fosters what we call a positive user experience. So it builds trust and ultimately drives engagement and conversion. So remember, in the realm of UI UX designing, it's not about forcing user down a path, but gently guiding and nudging them on a journey that they enjoy. Thank you. So I'll hand over this back to Karin. Over to you, Edmund.
Hey, thanks, Posey. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for continuing staying on. Okay, my name is Edmund. I'm the product manager for the SCTP Associate Data Analyst program. Let me just quickly run through the program for you. Okay, let me energize you to my slides. Okay, so for people who want to be a associate data analyst or data analyst, okay, let me just guide you through what this program will entail, right? But first of all, we need to understand what the meaning of data analytics is all about. Okay, basically, data analytics is mainly converting raw data into actionable insights. So basically, it involves a lot of tools, technologies, and process that is used to find two things: finding trends and solving problems using data. That's simply what is data analytics all about. Okay, so but of course, data analytics, you can see, right, from what you have seen, that data analytics can do, it can help to shape business processes, can improve decision making, and also foster business growth. But of course, in the past, right, data analytics has been seen as an optional thing. That means business think that, oh, okay, maybe we have enough budget, we will do data analytics. But now in 2022 and beyond, right, okay, companies are prioritizing data analytics as an essential business function, meaning to say that data analytics is important. They need us to, is a must-have for business intelligence, product development, and customer happiness. Okay, this is the research done by Gartner Research and Consulting based in Stanford in the US. Okay, of course, there are a lot of benefits that companies get out from using analytics, such as improved efficiency, productivity, okay, more or effective decision making, better financial performance, so forth and so forth. So many of the benefits that we're going to share with you in the next few slides. Okay, as you can know that data is the new oil, okay? But if the oil is valuable, it needs to refine then to make value, right? But if it's unrefined, right, it cannot be used. It has to be changed into things such as gas, plastic, chemicals, etc., to create a value entity that drives profitability activity. So that means that data, right, that you have, right, must be broken down, analyzed in order to have value, right? So what are the types of data analysis that is available as a data analyst? Okay, well, okay, so you can see that there's a graph that says that value versus complexity. Okay, so there's always as a timeline of the past all the way to the future. From the past, right, you start with the first one is the descriptive analysis. Descriptive basically says that what happened to the business. So you have this data set to analyze what actually happened. Then you move up one step up to diagnostic analysis. It says that why did it happen? So you investigate further, right? So after that, the next portion will be predictive analytics. Okay, we say that what is it likely to happen? Okay, from the data set you analyze trends, patterns, and what I mentioned earlier, right? Then you go on to the fourth, what is the future? There's the predictive analytics, so it will be how will it happen. So you're forecasting from the past all the way to the present. Okay, so there's you can see, right, the value and complexity is stated down there. So these are the types of data analysis that we have. Okay, but why study data analytics? We wonder. Okay, if you're in the retail business, right? Okay, you can help. Data analytics can help you to personalize your customer experience. Okay, you can find out why the customer leave a bad review, this and that. Okay, if you are in the business and finance, okay, you make better informed decision making. Okay, if you are in the logistics and operations, you probably better streamline your operations from a bloated operation to a streamline. Okay, if you are in the investment or other businesses that you own or deciding to do that, you can want to compare different data sets together to have an analytics to see whether what kind of risk you can accept, or a bigger appetite or small appetite, or you can handle setbacks. And of course, if you're in the security line business, you can probably see what are the loopholes in the security line, or probably in the cyber online or cybersecurity, to analyze different data sets to see what are things you can enhance the security of it. Okay, So these are the benefits of data analytics. So according to World Economic Forum in 2020, okay, it says that roles are already growing in demand that includes data analysts and scientists, AI and machine learning specialists, and robotic engineers. So what that means is, according to World Economic Forum, this type of jobs is increasing. As my colleague Chu Qian has already shared earlier on, of course, yes, there's a lot of giant tech companies are retrenching, but of course, other sectors are still needing that demand, okay, of data analysts, data scientists, and machine learning specialists, okay? So I leave it then. Carry on. Okay, so you may ask, what is the role of the data analyst? Okay, data analysts, as you know, they have to do data analysis, okay? The analysis of gathering data sets, you need to clean data as well, and of course, you need to organize them as well, so that you can actually do the next step, that is data interpretation, okay? So that you can analyze different complex data sets, right? Using statistical techniques and data visualization tools to create that meaningful insights, okay? So you can see all those trends, patterns, correlations within that data. Then after that, right, you do decision support, okay? As data analyst, right, you will provide those valuable information and recommendation to support all your strategic business making processes in the businesses or organization. Whether you are in a company where you can be a valued member by doing this data analyst to support the business function of the company. Okay, of course, the data analysts also do the performance monitoring. Okay, they do track and monitor KPIs in order to evaluate success and initiative to identify new areas of improvement. Okay, last but not least, of course, they do strategy. So using data, so data-driven strategy. So data analysts will contribute to the formulation of data-driven strategy by transforming what? Raw data into actionable insights that drive business growth and innovation. Okay, next. So what is the associate data analyst program pathway? Okay, we offer two types, full-time and part-time, depending on your situation, whether you're working or not working, all right? Whether you're taking a break or not. Okay, let me go through the what I call the modules. The first module you will be taking is the data analytics and machine learning concepts for professionals. Okay, this is probably the most fundamentals of basics of data science, where you have grounded in theories of what data science is all about. Why is it necessary to learn all this? Okay, the history. Then after that, you'll be going through the modern approach of analyzing business data using Microsoft Excel. So you'll be learning like a data analyst, you take data sets and then you churn it out into Excel to find out what the simple analysis in Excel. Okay, we'll teach you all the techniques. And followed by Excel Unleash, okay, DAX, D-A-X, data analysis expression, that's what it meant. And solvers and decision analysis will bring you more in-depth into Excel. We teach you more formulas to strengthen your capability as a data analyst using Excel. And after that, you'll be going through query data with Microsoft Transact SQL. Okay, all the data sets that you collect and gather, right, it has to put in the database. So we teach you how to put into a SQL. Right, in the data set, you query out all the different elements in the data sets for your quick analysis. Okay. And after next, this is the fun part. Python programming 101. Okay, means that it's fundamental. For people who don't have a programming background, this is the best place to start your coding journey using coding to do data analysis and data visualization. Okay, so this is the fundamentals, and followed by the data. Okay, and then analyze business data and create interactive dashboards using Python. Okay, after which, right, okay, this is very straightforward. The title has suggested itself. And after that, you will be learning predictive analytics and machine learning using Python itself by using coding. Okay, all this you will use all the Python libraries to churn out different data sets. You clean them. You use the ETA process, and of course, churning out different what I call visualization. After it, next, right, we have the deep learning models and AI using Python. You train a robot to do an analysis for you. That's a very cool part of this module. Next. Okay, after which we'll bring through to the Microsoft suite of products. There's the analyzing and visualizing with Power BI. This is a data visualization software within the Microsoft universe. Okay, Microsoft also have this Power BI data analyst suite of things that we're offering to you, okay, as part of strengthening your value as a data analyst. Okay. Okay, then after that, we will put you through predicting the future of your business, machine learning techniques in Power BI. Okay, so we're putting you more of the case studies that is used around the world by using Power BI techniques. We're going to showcase that what the companies are using Power BI as well. Okay. After that, you have your capstone upon after achieving each of the modules. Okay, or your skill set. Okay, you will display. And this capstone project will take about 8 days for full-time and 16 days for part-time. Okay, so this capstone project is individual. It's not a group-based project. I'm sorry if you are looking for a group-based project. This is not. This is an individual-based. Okay, after which we have 2 soft skills. There's a promote customer-centric innovations and followed by a support workplace innovations and improvements. Okay. Okay, after which you complete all the 13 modules, you go for your 14th cert. It will be given to you. Should you complete all your 13 modules with ease, you pass all your required assessment and modules and capstones, and then your required 75% attendance. You get this SCTP Associate Data Analyst certification. All in all, okay, the program duration is such that it's 35 days, 280 hours for full-time, 83 days for 280 hours for part-time. Okay, next. So as I mentioned, there are 13 modules, okay, of which 11 of them are part of the data analytics and 2 of them are part of the soft skills. Okay, so these are the 13 modules that you'll be going through if you're taking the Associate Data Analyst program. All right, next please. Okay, so for the SCTP funding component, you can see, okay, SSG has currently funded this program in 3 tranches. The full course fee is starting at $19,000. If you belong to the Singapore or PRs, if you're above 21 years old, you will qualify for the 70% SSG funding that you pay only $6,156. If you are Singaporean, 40 years old and above, you qualify for the 90% SSG funding that you pay $2,356, and followed by the SSG 95% SSG funding, you pay $1,406 if you are disabled or unemployed for more than 6 months. Okay, so as I mentioned, the earlier slide, there's the fees that you're going to pay. Okay, I will not mention more. Okay, it's very straightforward. The fees are there. Okay, what are the course fees will be paid and total course fees with GSTs payable. Okay. All right, so I'll flash on to my next slide. Okay, eligibility criteria, I think I already mentioned before. These are the criteria prerequisites. If you are Singapore citizens, Singapore PRs, and holders of long-term visit plus holders. Yes, you heard me correct. Okay, holders of long-term visit plus holders are also qualified, so long you are age 21 years and above and you're committed to complete the program. Of course, you need, along with the program prerequisites, you need the functional technical competencies and the general competency. Okay, functional competencies, there must be minimum 9 tech, able to speak, read and write English at a proficient of the workforce qualification skills of literacy level 6. Okay, you are able to manipulate numbers, okay, of the ESQ, WSQ, workplace numeracy of level 6. Okay, well versed in Microsoft Office application, Excel, Word, and PowerPoint and Outlook. Okay, general competencies, of course, this is more behavioral. You must be strong enough to communicate, okay, and also do some problem-solving skills. Able to multitask, able to work in team environment, and of course, maintain high integrity and displays reliability. Okay, next. Of course, this is the cert you're all wanting to see what we get about after completing the SCTP Associate Data Analyst program. Of course, we will give you a COC course, modular, we call it modular certificate of completion. Okay, each modules that you pass, okay, with meeting the minimum 75% attendance and passing the prescribed assessments for each module or the capstone and final. Okay, of course, there will be transcripts. Okay, every participants who sign up with us with the SCTP Associate Data Analyst program who completes will have a complete transcript reflecting the modules as part of the SCTP, whether they are competent, non-competent, absent, whatever reasons, it will be printed in the list itself. Of course, after the 13 modules as I mentioned earlier, you get the 14 final certificate of completion. Okay, we call it the final COC, as you can see on my right. the nice little picture of the certificate of completion. Okay, your name will be there. It says that you successfully complete the whole program of the SCTP Associate Data Analyst program. All right, but you must complete all the prerequisites. Okay, our next cohort intake, please take note. Okay, we have part-time and full-time. The part-time will start on the 28th of August 2023, will end on the 23rd of February 2024. And there's a series of a time period of 6 months. And then for full-time batch, which is only 3 months, okay, the next available date intake will be starting on the 25th of September 2023, all the way to December 5th, 2023, okay? The timing for the part-time will be conducted on the weekday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then the full-time will take place from 9 to 6 p.m., okay? So I think I come to the end of my presentation. I'll hand over to the next presenter. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Edmund. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Just give me a second. Yeah, I hope everyone can see my screen, my presentation slides. And yeah, once again, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for taking the time to attend this webinar. And I am Josen Santorquez. I'm the product manager managing our portfolio on things like software development, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. And then for this presentation, I'll be showing you some of the key elements that we have in our training program, especially our course contents. And to explain the basic premise of our training program, so first of all, the title of the training program is Full Stack Developer. And the basic premise is to obviously to enable everyone that ability to build software applications, to be a software application developer, basically. And now everyone should know the importance of software applications because everyone's using them, right? Especially companies. Companies are using software applications as economic drivers. So it drives their business. I can even go as far as saying that without these applications, a company might fail. There's even one bank in Singapore, saying that their core business, and hear this out, it's a bank in Singapore saying that their core business is about building software applications. And then secondary to it is to offer banking services. And this is a bank that we're talking about, right? It's like saying that they are a software development company offering banking services. So that statement says a lot about software applications, right? They have so much high regard in software development. So that is why it's not surprising that according to the survey conducted by prominent Singapore agencies, among the popular job tech roles out there, when it comes to job demand, software development is number one. Look at the numbers down there. It's a testament to how in demand software developers are, right? And as pointed out by one of our speakers, Chu Chin, in the past, especially for the past few quarters, there's actually a lot of news about software application developers getting laid off, right? And that is true at some point, I would say, but then again, the economy starts picking up. And the demand for job developers are back once again. In fact, it's back with a vengeance. And certainly you don't want to miss the opportunity. Then when it comes to monetary benefit, okay, a full stack developer at the junior level can command a salary of $90,000. And then if you go for the senior developer role, it can even go as high as $100,000, right? Not so bad at all. And when it comes to our choice of programming languages, we're going to use Java for our training program. So this will be our, I would say, flagship programming language for the entire program, Java. Even though you will see that there are other programming languages at the top of it. We have Python, we have C, we have C++. But then again, these programming languages are not the mainstream programming languages for enterprise development, right? They're not actually being used for corporate development. Java is still number one in the market when it comes to corporate level development. That is why this is our choice of programming languages. You will see that a lot of our training topics are focused more into using the Java technology. Yeah. Yeah, so as mentioned before, the goal of our training program is to build software applications, right? At the basic level, build software applications. But then again, we don't want you to be building just any kind of an application. So instead, we want your application to be sort of like well managed, well structured, fast, and efficient. And importantly, we want your application to be something that complies with the industry best practices. And to really comply and achieve that goal, okay, we have categorized our courses in certain ways. So we have classified our training programs into two different parts. So the first part being the front end, and the second part being the front end, right? I mean the back end. So we have the front end and we have the back end. Combine these two, and then that is where you will get the full stack developer. So now the next question goes like, what is front end, right? Then what is back end? What is front end technologies? What is back end technologies? Okay, so front end technologies are a set of technologies responsible for building the look and feel of an application. So in the industry, we call them as the GUI, or the graphical user interface. All right. So these are things like the okay, what makes the application looking nice, looking appealing to end users. So things like animation, okay, things like text boxes, drop-down lists, okay, text boxes where you can enter your texts, your information. Then we have all the animations playing over there. We have the videos, we have the audio playing out as well. Okay. Also, the front end are the ones that makes an application interactive. Okay, so that when you click into a button, right, something will happen, something will take place. In a way that you can open up the application, you can perform other things, all right? But then again, in the entire scheme of things, especially in software development, look and feel is not enough. Okay, look and feel, visual interfaces are not good enough, right? We have to support that look and feel with intelligence, or we call that the smart of an application. And this is where the backend technologies comes into play. Okay, the part of the backend in application development is to serve as the business logic. That's how we call it in the industry. It's the business logic itself, the one that makes an application smart and intelligent, something that really satisfies the business goal of any organization. An example of that would be complex calculation. Okay, so whenever you have an application performing complex calculation, like accounting calculation, trying to figure out the accounts payable, tracking down the expenses, then all of that are contained within the intelligence. So think about an e-commerce web application where customers can make orders and then pay for what they have ordered, then eventually saving that data into a storage. So all of these are contained within the back-end side of an application. All right. And then if you're going to take a look at our pathway for software development, so this is exactly where you will find how we have categorized our courses. So the first two courses is where we have the web application development using HTML, a 5 days training, then followed by React.js. All of these applications are something aligned with the front-end technologies. So they're the so-called front-end set of courses. And then the rest of the courses are now aligned into back-end technologies. So we have core database fundamentals, then we have two parts of Java, we have Java SE1, we have Java SE2, we have Spring Boot framework. So all of these courses are aligned into back-end development. And you will see that a lot of our courses are more aligned into back-end because the bulk of your development work in software development will be on the back-end side of an application. Also, you will see that, okay, our set of courses are not focused into tech skills. So in our pathway, we also have incorporated two soft skills training, two soft skills courses. So we have these courses because especially nowadays in today's economy, it's not enough that you only have the tech skill set, right? You also have to have you also have to have the soft skills for things like communication and then service management. Because when you go down to the full stack developer role, you'll find that a lot of your job responsibilities are more into communicating ideas to end users. So you have to know how to properly communicate with the key stakeholders. So that is why our training program is a combination of tech skills plus soft skills set of courses. All right. And then going down to the actual content of our training program. So as I was saying before, we'll be starting off with HTML. The course title is Programming HTML, JavaScript, CSS, a 5 days training. In this course, you're going to learn the basic foundation of software development using the 3 pillars of front-end languages, where you have the HTML, you have the JavaScript, and you have the CSS. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's a language that you will use to build the visual interfaces of an application, the one that makes an application to have a look and feel, like animations and a lot more. But then again, when it comes to visual interfaces, right, you can have a bad visual, you can have a good visual. Now, to make your visual more appealing to end users, so this is where you're going to use the CSS, or cascading style sheet. The CSS is responsible for beautifying or applying cosmetic look and feel into a visual. So things like changing the background color, changing the elements or the orientation of your web application, and a lot more. Okay. Well, the JavaScript is the one that provides the level of interaction with the web application, so that users can click, can double click, can slide, can modify the orientation, and a lot more. So all of that will be learned in HTML, a 5 days training. Then for our next training program, we have React.js. Okay, now this is something very important when it comes to front-end development. React.js is a framework that is very, very commonly used in front-end development. A very, very popular course for front-end development. React.js is something that you will use to simplify front-end development. Now, going back to HTML, going back to web application development, there are certain things in HTML that is so hard to do, especially if you have to do it manually. To give you one example, making the application responsive to different devices. Okay, that means making an application to look friendly on devices with different form factors, like say web, like desktop machines or mobile devices. Because as an application developer myself, right, I don't want to have an application that looks amazing on one device, say for example on desktop machine, but looking ridiculous on mobile devices, right? Instead, I want to have an application that is consistent across the board. I want to have an application that looks so good regardless of devices, web applications or desktop machines. So in HTML, that is so hard to do manually. Like you have to put in so much effort. Like you have to key in 50 lines of codes of pure JavaScripts and CSS to achieve that goal. But React.js does that automatically. It is something automatic. It makes your application responsive automatically, or with minimum amount of coding as well. Okay. So that's the part for the front end. Now for the back end, we'll be starting off with core database fundamentals. Now, obviously, storage is one of the key elements of application development, because storage makes data more persistent. It makes data more permanent. Like you collect data from the end users, then you have to have a place to save that data permanently. So in this course, you're going to learn how to use or how to set up your own database with tables behind it. Then you're going to learn how to use a programming language called TSQL to start analyzing your data, so you can start performing data analytics, AI, and machine learning. So that is something that you will learn on this course called Core Database Fundamentals. Then going down to our Java courses. Again, for our Java courses, we have 2 parts into it. We have Java Programming 1, we have Java Programming 2. In Java Programming 1, you're going to learn the basic principles of Java programming, which will start off with things like arrays, programming constructs, and a lot more. Also in this training, in this course, so this is where you will learn how to build well-structured application by using all the principles of object-oriented programming. So things like encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. Okay. Also in this course, you're going to learn how to use different types of data structures. In Java Programming 2, so this course will be leveraging on the advanced components of Java for things like how to connect your web application into a database with the use of Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, and Oracle Database Server. Also, you will learn how to improve the performance of your web application by using multi-threading. So advanced topics in this course. Okay. And okay, these Java courses are actually aligned into a globally recognized certification governed by Oracle. So once you have completed these two certifications, we don't incorporate vouchers, but then again, on your own accord, if you want to go for a very reputable certification, you may. So these two courses are aligned with two types of certification called OCA, Oracle Certified Associate and Oracle Certified Professional. And once you are done with the program, you can go ahead with these certifications. If you want to, it's totally optional. But if you want to go for it, it will be better for your career as a full stack developer. Okay. And then so once you have built a web application, now the next part of the program is to bring that web application into enterprise development, where you will learn how to set up your web application, then deploy it across multiple servers. So in the industry, we call that tier development, where you will have a separate server for your GUI, you will have one server for your application logic, you will have one server for your data storage. So in this course, you're going to learn how to deploy your web application into something that many users can actually use. So not just on one server, but on multiple servers. Okay, all right. So once again, we have two soft skills courses, one for communication, one for service management. And then, okay, when it comes to certification, after the program, you will get this certification from SSG and from LearningHub. So you will see that among the front and back end courses, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 courses relevant for full stack development. You will see all the pricing down here. Now, when it comes to course prerequisite, it's almost identical to other training programs. So first of all, you have to have the diploma level to go for the program itself. You don't have to have any programming background, but if you do have programming background, because again, there are those who are taking the program with programming background, in fact, working as a full stack developer already, then make sure that you go and check out our set of courses and make sure that they are relevant to your progression of skills. Okay. Okay, so that is the end of my presentation. Over to you, James. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, hi. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Let me share my slides. Hi, good afternoon. My name is James, and I'm the product manager for cybersecurity, PDPA, and GRC. And today, I would like to introduce to you the SCTP IT Auditor program powered by Deloitte. So I think one of the key questions that you may ask is, why IT Auditor? Now, the reason is because in Singapore, we have actually implemented a lot of strict regulatory requirements and standards for companies. Therefore, this gives the heightened demand for IT auditors. And you may also ask, what is IT audit, right? Audit is, the IT audit is anything that encompasses between both the review and evaluation of the company systems, of the IT infrastructure, of the physical assets, right? So you may also ask, like, what goes in an IT auditor role? So a professional IT auditor evaluates and assesses an organization's information technology systems, processes, and controls to ensure that they comply with relevant regulatory, legal, and industry standards. So the role of the IT auditor today, it's high in demand, especially when in Singapore, the government is focusing on digitalization. And you see that there are new technologies evolving, the likes of artificial intelligence, the likes of generative AI, the likes of 5G network, So there are a lot of technology that can be and will be implemented in the companies. And there needs to be a team of audit that looks at the processes to ensure that everything goes well. So why should you take this course? So with the growing emphasis on cybersecurity and data privacy, there's a need for IT auditors who can provide assurance on the effectiveness of IT controls, governance, and risk management. The IT auditor role is suitable for those with minimum 2 years of relevant IT experience. For instance, if you are taking care of the IT controls of the company system or the operating system, or also in charge of policies and processes. And also if you do have a educational background in IT. So we are looking out for those with this qualifications. So the IT auditor is a subset of the audit department where they also work alongside the internal auditors and also the IT departments, and they perform basic to complex internal, operational, and regulatory audits. And the IT auditor with additional technical trainings can also pivot to the role of cybersecurity. Having explained the demand for IT auditors, let's look at the salary range. So the IT auditor salary range is on average about 73K per annum. Of course, if you start as an early career IT audit associate with 1 to 4 years of experience, your salary will hover around 50K. And of course, if you have more years of experience, your remuneration will increase. And just to take a look at the companies that are hiring for IT auditors, you'll notice that the big four, the likes of Deloitte, PwC, KPMG, Ernst & Young, they do hire auditors, and they do also hire IT auditors. And you see there are government, the banks, as well as IT companies. All of them do hire IT auditors. So this is a survey from the most recent job portals. And we have actually done the IT auditor program before during the SGUS. And this will be for SCTP, this will be the third cohort that will be running, that we will run. And some of the success stories from our past programs, we have graduates who have managed to land jobs in the banking industry, as well as the healthcare industry. So just to give you a perspective of the SCTP IT auditor, you see that there are two industrial certifications courses, which is CCAK, Certificate of Cloud Auditing Knowledge, and CISA, which is Certified Information System Auditor. These two certification courses are the industrial standards for auditing jobs, and therefore we have included them in this program. And there are 4 modules or 4 courses that is delivered by Deloitte. So we have also worked in partnership with Deloitte to curate and design these 4 modules. And later I'll share with you in some of these modules what you expect to learn. And last but not least, we have also included two soft skills. And these soft skills will actually make this whole program more well-rounded. So all in all, this program is aligned to 2 globally recognized industry certifications with over 180 hours of facilitated trainings. In the 4 modules that we have co-developed with Deloitte, the training will be delivered by Deloitte consultants. So you will get to know, what goes in the daily lives of a IT auditor. And there are 6 in-demand job role knowledge and skills covered. And as I shared, the 2 soft skill knowledge and skills covered. So this is a list of the skills required for the IT auditor. And this program aims to address those highlighted in yellow. So let's talk about the enrollment and the prerequisite. For the IT auditor, minimally, we're looking at diploma in IT, 2 years of experience in IT, and later I'll share with you what that might entail. So these are just some examples of job roles or experience that that we are looking out for this the registration for this particular SCTP program. The first one is if you're a tech support specialist, you have touched on technical assistance for the company system. And the second one being a field support engineer, also providing in-house IT support. And the actual job that entails for the IT auditor will be on the those highlighted in yellow on the right corner. And you see that the IT auditor actually performs IT related controls on the client system, and including the operating system, policies, and processes. So you can see that CISA, having that CISA certification is a value add to the job role of the IT auditor. This is the, in summary, the courses and modules that you'll be taking for this particular program. So the first course, or rather, the most important course that you'll be taking will be the Certified Information System Auditor. And this certification course is very important if you want to get a job in audit or IT auditor, right? So this is a 5-day course. The exam vouchers are not included. If you have met the prerequisite to take the external official exam, you can actually purchase the exam voucher separately. But what this 5-day course entails is to give you a understanding on 5 key domains, including audit process, governance, system implementation, as well as protection of information assets. This is just to show you that to apply for the CISA certification exam, there is a process in place, and you do have to apply with your CV, with your resume and your experience that you need to showcase to ISACA to be able to pass the exam and be accredited for the certificate. The next course that that will be included in this program will be the CCAK, which is also by ISACA. And this is the Certificate of Cloud Auditing Knowledge. So the CCAK is basically essentially auditing knowledge, but in the context of cloud. So as you guys know, as you all know, that cloud is a new, somewhat new technology, and a lot of companies are implementing cloud technologies. So the CCAK is a 2-day course, and in this course, you will, for this course, you'll be issued the exam voucher. There's no prerequisite. per se for CCAK. You can take the exam anytime after you have completed the 2-day course. And once you pass the course, you get the certificate for CCAK. And the next course that is part of this program will be the Managing Strategic Risk in the Digital World. So as you all know, there are different risks from different technologies, and this course actually aims to provide you a holistic overview of the different risk factors and also the risk management framework for companies. What kind of strategies to implement in terms of risk management measures. And then we move on to Technology Governance and Risk Management Foundation. And in this course, it will touch on the IT infrastructure and processes. What kind of risk is revolving around these areas, the IT policies and processes, and also how do you implement IT governance in our organization. The next one is Data Governance and Data Security Management. And in this course, it will teach you how to identify and communicate the different guidelines of handling data. And it must be aligned with the organization policies. And then we move on to Applications and Risk of Digital Technologies. And given the different technologies that are evolving today, like RPA, blockchain, artificial intelligence and machine learning, cloud computing, what kind of processes and what kind of risks are related to these new technologies, and how do you implement a process to improve your technology implementation. The last two courses will be the soft skills, and then this one is promote customer-centric innovations and support workplace improvement and innovations. So these two soft skills is basically intended to give this program a more well-rounded coverage. So not just tech skills, but also some soft skills. So that's to enable you to communicate better in your work environment. And so after you have completed each and every of the module, this is the sample certificate that you'll get. And there will also be a final certificate of completion where this certificate will have the two logos, LHub as well as Deloitte. As I mentioned, the CCAK exam voucher is provided. The CISA exam voucher is not provided. But having completed the CISA course, you will be entitled to a 10% discount for the exam fees. Just to take note that for all courses, you must be minimally 75% attendance. And especially for CCAK, you must also meet the 75% attendance so that we can issue you the exam voucher. So I think this comes to the last slide, to end of my presentation. I would like to hand on the mic to Chu Chen.
Hi, everybody. Chu Qian has already left the meeting because she has another meeting to see to. Nonetheless, thank you very much to each and every single one of you for joining us here. We can definitely tell that all of you are very interested when we do see a lot of questions that's being asked. So we very much appreciate it. So final call, everybody. If you have any questions, could you please write it quickly in the Q&A session so that we will be able to answer your queries as soon as possible. Okay, so let me just take a quick check. I've seen that the staff at the back end, they've already answered a total of 63 questions. That's really a lot. So thank you very much to each and every single one of you for your interest. A number of you have been asking about whether the slides will be made available. Unfortunately, no. But we very much welcome you to be in contact with us. So later on in just a bit, our colleague will be showcasing on the screen a WhatsApp number. So you can actually scan the QR code in a bit to actually get in contact with us via WhatsApp so that you can still be, reach out to us even after today's session has finished. Okay, so let me just check over here. I think, James, we do have questions for you. James, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. Yes.
Yes, James. We've got people asking about the cost for the IT auditor course. Would you be able to advise, please?
Yes, definitely. So I think there's one question from Min Mao for the Deloitte program requirements. Is it strictly for degree holders in accountancy and computing only? If I hold a business degree, is it acceptable? So the program requires not a degree, but a diploma in IT. And if you are holding a business degree, we would also look into your experience, relevant experience in IT. So no worries, maybe you can register your interest with our friendly sales consultant, and we can run through your background to see whether you're fit for the program.
Right, thank you very much. So James, would you have be able to advise about the cost involved? Oh wait, I think the question disappeared.
Okay, I think there's also one more question on what you mean by with enough experience in governance, risk, and compliance can pivot to cybersecurity. Yeah, so just to answer this question, the GRC is a pillar within the cybersecurity framework. And if you look closely at the skills framework for ICT by SSG, the GRC component actually sets a unique or specific role for a cybersecurity analyst. So the IT auditor covers the risk and compliance aspect and also governance. So if you gain enough experience in GRC, that will also mean that you are ready for a cybersecurity role that touches on this particular pillar.
All right, thank you very much. So of course, everybody, we see that you have a lot of different questions over here. We're very much thankful for that. I understand that because everybody has a different background in terms of experience, in terms of age, nationality, citizenship, etc. So there are a lot of factors at play over here. So what we would highly suggest is that for you to actually scan the QR code on the screen right now so that you can actually be in contact with us via WhatsApp, and our consultants will be able to, advise accordingly on a one-to-one basis, because it's very person specific in this case. Yeah. Wai Lun, would you like to speak, or is that what you would like me to convey as well? Sorry, Wai Lun, I think you're on mute. I can't quite hear you, Wai Lun. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry, still can't hear you. But nonetheless, everybody, Wylun is here. He's our registration expert, and you can also reach out to him via the QR code as well. Yeah, yes. So thank you very much, everybody. With that, we'll very much come to the end of today's session. So if you'd like to, then please take note of the phone number, the WhatsApp number if you haven't. And of course, after this Zoom session ends, we would very much love to receive your feedback. So please, if you could, it'll definitely help us if you could just complete this feedback form so that we can better curate future webinars with you in mind. Now, if you'd like to go for more in-depth training, then please visit the NTUC LearningHub website to find out more about the different courses available. And of course, if you found today's session useful, you can always check out the upcoming webinars at skillsfuturefestival.sg. And you can also follow us on the NTUC LearningHub Facebook as well as Instagram page so that you don't miss out any of our future events as well as promotions. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here. We hope to see you at our next session. Bye-bye.